In this day and age, you inevitably have data in different applications all over the web. For example, Stripe might contain payment data, while Jira contains your bug tracking details. Using pipes, we can retrieve all the values from all over the web and display it dynamically right inside of your Tadabase table. In this example, we'll have a table with destinations, and each row will contain a different destination. Our objective is that when the record is loaded, we should look at the zip code of the current record, and using the API or the pipe, we'll find the weather for this specific record. Once we retrieve the weather from the API, we'll display it inside of the table as if the value came directly from Tadabase. To get started, first install the Weather API pipe. Once installed, add the API key into the global parameters. In our app, we have the destinations table like we discussed, plus the two fields which will store the information about each destination. The important thing in our example is to have a field which contains the zip code. We are going to use the address field, which also contains a zip code. Now that we have the data structure built out correctly, let's go to the page builder. In the page builder, we'll add a new table with the destinations and add both fields into the table. Let's take a quick look and see how this looks. As you can see, in the first column we have the destination name, and in the second column we have the address. Let's go in the builder and add a few more columns so we can see the weather for each of these destinations. Let's open the table component and go to the data source. Inside the data source, we'll add a new pipe and we'll choose the weather pipe. Pipes can have multiple methods, and in this case we want the method that will give us the weather based on the record zip code. So we will choose the getWeatherByZip method. Next, we need to let the API know which zip code to use for retrieving the weather. So we will set the parameter of zip code to the record value of address's zip code. Essentially what we're saying is every time a record is loaded inside of this table, use the zip code from this record, go to the Weather API, and get the weather for this specific record. Once we've added the pipe in the data source, a new option will appear on the left-hand side called Pipe Values. These are all the different responses the API will return for each record. We therefore can now add those values directly into the table and show them alongside each record. Let's add a few of these columns into the table and then hit save. When loading the records now, you'll see the weather has been retrieved for each of our records and is displaying it dynamically inside the table. In the next video, we'll look at how to validate a form using pipes prior to it being submitted.